So it's been about 3 weeks since I got AirSculpt done on my arms. So today I'm going to be giving you guys the real tea, the procedure, the recovery, what did it cost, how I'm healing, and was it actually worth it? So if you guys are interested in AirSculpt, please stick around for today's video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra, and here on my channel we are all about creating a life you love. So with that being said, we're gonna hop into today's video. So as you can tell by the intro, I got AirSculpt done on my arm, which is a non-invasive lipo procedure that you are fully awake for. If you guys have not seen my before video, I kind of talk about why I actually wanted to get AirSculpt done and how I was feeling prior to going into the procedure. And you kind of can get a feel for what my arms looked like back then. I have the same shirt on in the video, so go check out that video and then come back to this one. But let's just kind of talk the procedure. So I got my AirSculpt procedure done at the Austin location. They have locations all over the United States. I actually did the Austin location so my mom can take me because I just trust her to take care of me. But I got the AirSculpt procedure done there about 3 weeks ago. Before the procedure, they send your medication to the pharmacy. It's like antibiotics, pain pills, and things like that. So I went and picked those up, and then the next day they say eat a big breakfast because during this procedure you will be awake, like fully awake. I was kind of nervous about that, but it really wasn't that bad. So I'll let you know why it wasn't that bad shortly. But I had a big breakfast. I went to Chick-fil-A. Well, I think this is a big breakfast. I was at Chick-fil-A. I got the 4-count chicken mini breakfast. I had the hash browns and I had an orange juice. Felt good going into the surgery. Got in there. I mean, we took some before pictures. Let's just say the studio, the procedure place, beautiful. Beautiful. I don't even know if I got like video from inside the place, but it was gorgeous, like pretty. They had a nice little goodie bag set up for me for after. Then going into the place, they took my before pictures. We waited for the surgeon to get there because I got there like extra early. I don't think the surgeon got there until like maybe 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I don't remember, but I got there at 7. So we waited for him to get there, talk, like have any questions or things like that. My mom did a lot of asking of the questions just because I feel like she's an adult. I know I am too, but she, asked the questions that needed to be asked. He asked me like, was there a reason I was doing this? And I'm like, I'm getting married. And he's like, all right, how long, like how far away is your wedding? I'm like, August. He like, okay, good. So this gives you time to see, the realistic expectations of this procedure, because just because it's lipo, it's like, it's not immediate, especially in my case, I had a lot of extra skin. So you have to take time for that skin to kind of snap back in and kind of conform back to the body. Like I said, I had a lot of extra skin. So if you guys have not checked out my previous video, be sure to do so. I'll maybe also insert some footage here so you guys can see like what my arms were looking like before. So he marked me up. They gave me my drugs and that was that. I was so nervous for nothing. But when I tell you guys, I was high as a kite. Hi, I'm not a person who does like weed or anything like that. The most I'm gonna do is a little alcohol. I don't like the feeling of being high, but honestly, I was okay with it this time because they were literally mutilating my arms. Like it was just a weird concept. But however, it did not hurt to me. I feel like a lot of people, I'm in a few groups, some people say it was the most excruciating pain. And I'm like, none of it hurted. The only thing that hurt to me was maybe like them inserting the numbing solution. But I was so droopy and out of it. Like I really didn't care what the heck was going on. I was just trying to focus on talking because they were asking me questions like during the procedure. Then they're like, move around, do this, do that. And I'm just like, just trying to be kind of like present. But Overall, I felt no pain. I feel like the procedure was maybe 30 minutes to an hour. I went from 194 pounds to 125 pounds. So the only area truly left on me was my arms. So they took about a liter of fat from my arms and then put me in my compression garment. Then afterwards, they kind of did like making sure my blood pressure and stuff was okay. Gave me a little snacky, and I was on about my day. The ride home, I honestly can tell you I don't remember anything. I just remember trying to wait for my mom to get the car because she parked in this parking structure, and I just felt like I was going to tip over because I was so drowsy. When I got home, well, back to her house, I just slept for the rest of the day. Well, I made it back home. Right now, I think I'm like 2 or 3 hours post-op, but I feel very much still out of it. So I'm gonna probably rest into the end of the day today, or until these drugs kind of wear off. So that's that. She made me some soup and then I went back to sleep. Next day, woke up just fine, not really in any pain. I will insert some footage from the day after because I did record. I also think I recorded like a TikTok just so you guys can see like in real time how I was feeling during that time. So good morning, y'all. Today is the next day after my arm lipo, and I just want to say the people online had me scared. When I say the pain that I'm feeling right now is like maybe a 2 or a 3. Like I took medicine maybe 17 hours ago, so I'm like not in any pain. I'm not bleeding like crazy. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling. This next day, I need to change my pads though, but I was waiting for my mom to get up because I have like these, if you don't like blood, look away. I have these maxi pads in here that are like saturated with blood. So they're about, it's time for those to get changed, but I don't think I can do it myself. But this is what they sent me home in. It just connects up here and down here, and I just put like this little, small little sleeper bra on. But y'all, I'm so excited to see my arms. Like I can't really see them until tomorrow, but I'm still kind of nervous because I have like a lot of skin. He told me that he's like, if you've ever like touched 200 pounds, like the skin pretty much stretches like beyond its elasticity. And I weighed about 200 pounds in college. But now I am 100 and, well, yesterday I was 130 pounds, but I range between like 125 and 130. So they got 1 liter of fat out of both, well, like combined from both arms. So they're very swollen, but they look small already to me. So I'm excited to see what they look like, but I am going to take I have to take an antibiotic. Let's see. I have to take an antibiotic, a pain pill, and then I don't remember what this other thing was for, but I'm gonna take it. So I have to take 3 pills, and I need to eat something. So I'm down here trying to figure out if my mama has something to eat, and it don't look like she does. So maybe I'll like cook me some eggs and some toast or something. I hate eating bread, but that's all she got here. Unless I order like DoorDash something, but I don't really want to do that. So I honestly feel like I could drive if I wanted to. It's like only part that's like uncomfortable is here. He did skin tightening a lot here, so I don't know if that's what I'm feeling. Like the skin feels like burning kind of feel, but honestly it's numb all on the back of here. So I'm excited. So I will check back in with you guys later because I feel like everybody else who's done these like videos, like everybody just seemed like so groggy and just so awful. Now yesterday I was asleep most of the day yesterday, but like today I wake up feeling great.
So yeah, I'll let you guys know. Not sure like how much I'm gonna be tracking, like if I'm gonna do like this whole week or just check back in on Friday when I do my post-op. I might hop in tomorrow after I'm able to take my first shower and just kind of give an update on like how they look and they feel. Probably not gonna show that, but I'll just kind of like talk through it. But yes, if you're thinking about getting arm sculpting, air sculpting done on your arms, do it.
So going into week 2, after my first week post-op appointment, I'm like, am I swollen? Because they were so big. And I'm just like, I didn't know if like I was just like I'm just like, my arms still look big. I'm like thinking like, oh my God, was this a waste of my money? And my mom was telling me like, no, I can tell they're smaller, but I could not tell they were smaller. I'm just like, these bitches is big. So I asked the surgeon, well, when I took my garment off for the nurse to take the pictures for my 1 week, she was like, just so you know, you are still swollen. I'm like, okay. I was hoping so. I was really hoping so. So then when he came in, he just wanted to make sure I didn't have an infection or anything, asked how I was feeling, how I was recovering. And I'm like, everything's cool. I'm like, but am I swollen? He's like, you're very swollen. Like, you are very swollen. And he said, you're gonna look bigger before you actually look smaller. So he said, like, they're gonna start to gradually come down. He was like, it's not gonna be an abrupt change. And I don't know if this non-invasive lipo is different than like the lipo where they put you under. I know with the lipo they put you under, they can take a little bit more. But I just kind of feel like back in the day when I used to be watching like Dr. Miami's like videos and stuff, it just looked like those girls used to be snatched right after. But I did not feel that way right after, just to be transparent. Week 2, I made my way back to Dallas. I drove that drive by myself. I did start to feel a little bit swollen. Even in week 1, I actually went to the gym and I did some cardio because you were supposed to walk throughout the day, but it was so rainy that week. I could not get myself to walk outside. It was also cold, so I was just kind of going to the gym and doing like a 30-minute walk on the treadmill. Week 2, I did the same thing. Once I got back home, I was going to the gym doing a 30-minute walk on the treadmill. However, me walking on the treadmill made my arm swell. Like, I can feel it through my compression garment. Like, I can just feel the garment getting tighter, and like I can feel my arm like starting to expand. I can actually like feel it rubbing against my body. So that was that within the week 2. Yeah, week 2. So week 2, still coming down from the swelling. And then at my week 2 mark, I still wore my compression garment the whole weekend. But on that weekend, I started to notice that my arms actually were starting to come down. So I will insert a video of how I was looking on week 2, just so you guys can kind of see in the video like how I was looking at that moment in real time, because what I'm going to show you today is going to look different than how I was looking at week 2. So I will insert that footage somewhere here or whatever. So I am officially 2 weeks AirSculpt lipo on my arms, and let's just go ahead and do a review. This is my bigger arm, and this was my smaller arm. You can kind of tell like this arm had some extra skin on it. It's a little bit lumpy too, so I'm in the process of trying to find a lymphatic massage person here in Dallas. Okay, so like I said, it's still very lumpy. So just for context, I'm gonna put in a photo of what the arms look like prior to the surgery. So at the top is how I am now, and at the bottom was how I was before. So like I said, I lost 70 pounds and I was weighing 125 pounds the day I took this photo. So just in comparison, like they were a lot more just hangy in general. And it was like, it didn't matter what I was doing, like they just would not go down. Now, mind you, they went down a lot in comparison to me going from 194 to 125. But it was like this area was being so stubborn. So I decided to just try the lipo and see, you know, what will happen. So I think these are pretty realistic results for what I have. But like I said, they're going to get better with time. So we shall see. Right now we're at a 2-week update. So maybe I'll do another update around, you know, 1 month or so. So these are my AirSculpt results as far as my 2-week mark. And then going into week 3, I actually stopped wearing my compression garment all day. I started to sleep in my compression garment. Yeah, because I don't know, they're still very tender, and I also feel like it's still numb on the back of my arm, so it's an uncomfortable feeling at night. So I do wear my compression garment just to give myself a little bit more support at night. It'll be 4 weeks this Friday. I still feel like I am still swollen a bit. He said at week 6 most of the swelling should subside, but it does take weeks for your body to kind of repair itself. Like if you think about it, you're literally kind of just going in there with a cheese grater and shaving and sucking all of the fat. So your body also has to heal from the inside. So I kind of just keep that in mind. Let's talk finances really quick. For my procedure for both arms, I paid about $7,800. Don't tell my fiance, John, if you're listening to this, click off. That's what I paid. I also put this on Care Credit, so I did not pay this up front. I'm also getting married this year. My birthday's in a few weeks. Like I just was not trying to spend like lump sums of money like that. So I put it on Care Credit and I just have a monthly payment for it. Now the $7,000 it was $5,000 for both arms. And then I paid an additional $2,000 for skin tightening. And then whatever other surgical fees, like they have to pay the doctor and stuff, was on there. They also gave me $1,000 off because I booked at the New Year mark. So that was a special that they were running $1,000 off. So be sure to kind of check in with your quotes because they seem to do specials, because for February, I think they actually had free skin tightening. So I wish I would have did it then, because then I wouldn't have paid the extra $2,000. But all in all, that was the pricing. I think pricing varies based on like where your body is. I would honestly say if you are a person who still has a lot of fat on them, I don't think this is the procedure for you. Because they're not putting you under, I don't think that they can be as aggressive as they need to be to get all of the fat out. I think this is a procedure that is for stubborn areas. So I went from 194 pounds to 125 pounds and my arms just would not leave. They were extremely hangy, like they had a lot of skin. And I'm just like, I didn't want to do a traditional arm lift because that's what you should do, an arm lift to remove that excess skin. But they told me, they're like, you're still fairly young, your skin may shrink back in. Also, the procedure itself gives about a 10% skin tightening effect, and then I paid additional for the extra skin tightening. However, the skin tightening effect you won't see the full results for about a year out. So I won't really know how good it actually is until about a year out as far as like the skin tightening. But as far as the price, I felt like that was a fair price. My downtime wasn't too bad. Like I was literally back to work that second week. I took the first week off just because I got it done in Austin. And I needed to stay in Austin that full week for my post-op appointment. But if I wasn't in Austin, I probably could have gone back to work as well. I feel like it was worth my investment personally. But let's talk kind of just like post-op care and massages. As far as like post-op care, I didn't buy any extra compression garments. I honestly think you probably should if you're a person who moves around a lot. Because I was working out, I was literally having to wash my garment every single day from like sweating from the workout because it's on the arm. So it's in my armpit. So I would do like the 15-minute wash cycle, dry it. And then by the time I got out the dryer, like it was, ready to be put back on because you can't leave it off for too long. So I say just have an extra one because that'll make your life so much easier. I did get 2 lymphatic massages. I asked the surgeon after I got the massage, like, do you think I need them? And he's like, you don't really need them. However, I think you should get them if you can afford them. It's the real tea. These massages was $165. I personally can't pay $165 4 times a week. And you're supposed to get them like multiple times a week. So what I've been doing these past 2 weeks is I have my fiance like rub my arms out and push the fluid to my armpit into the lymphatic system. And that's just what I've been doing. But other than that, I honestly think if you can afford it, just do it because they know what they're doing. I mean, I honestly feel instant relief when he does it as well. However, I didn't allow him to do it until like the end of week 2. And I'm just like, I had so much like knotty, like they just felt lumpy. But he literally got in there and rubbed them out, and I don't have any knots. So I kind of just have him like rub them out like every other night. And it gives me relief because they just feel like tender and just it's not painful, it's just more so like tender. So I do have him rub my arms out every other night. But if you can afford it, just get the lymphatic massages. If you can afford to wait, I would say save up for that, because I think that's actually going to be probably more of an expense, getting the massages and the aftercare versus the actual lipo, because you can put the lipo on afterpay, but those massages, they want their money day of. So invest in that. As far as that, I just feel like it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. And I understand everybody has a different experience, or like from surgeon to surgeon, from pain tolerance to people, like everybody has a different experience. But I can honestly say overall, my experience wasn't too bad. I would just say afterwards, I was just a little bit in shock because I was looking to see some sort of like immediate results. Even to this day, like my arms aren't going to be, at its full peak of the results. They told me the year mark is where you're going to be like, okay, yes, this was so worth it. But they said at about week 6, I'll start to see like the true results. So around the time of my wedding in August, he said, you're going to feel great. You're going to feel confident. You are going to look amazing. And the thing is, like, once I can actually start working out my arms as well, I think that they're going to look a lot better as well. So let's do a quick arm reveal. I don't know if I'm going to move my camera or if I'm just going to sit here and do it, but whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys what the arms are looking like today versus me going in. Like I did a video in the same shirt, so you guys can kind of get an idea of the difference of my arms. They look so much better. Like I had extreme hanginess at one point. But now I don't think that they hang as much. And like I said, once I can actually start working out again, we will see like the full capacity, because what they lipoed is actually just the back of the arm. So like just this part of the arm is lipoed, and they're still tender, still a little bit swollen, like they're thick. They don't feel like, the regular tissue. So that's still healing. So I still will have some residual swelling. But overall, I think they look amazing. I will also insert a picture so you guys can kind of see more realistic. Not a picture. I'm going to actually insert a TikTok so you can actually see what my skin is looking like, because that's the real tea. That is the real tea, like the skin. This arm is my bigger arm, so this arm has a lot more skin on it. I don't know if you can actually probably tell here. Like this arm is a little bit more lumpy looking, but I'll actually just insert a video so you guys can see. But I don't think my little skin is as bad as I thought it was gonna be. So this is the arm, and this is like where the loose skin is. And like, I mean, you can tell that it is loose skin because of like the creping. But I wonder what it'll look like, in a few months or so. But like, I really thought they were gonna look bad, but they look really good. That was my only thing that I was afraid of, was the loose skin of it all. Like you can tell it's still a little bit like loose, but honestly, I'm still swollen. Like this is still so sore. But this is almost 3 weeks for my AirSculpt results. But overall, I think the surgery was worth it. Like I said, I still have time to work on them. They only lipo the back of my arm because there is a major artery that goes in the front of your arm. So they don't like to lipo that. I think like if you're going under, they will do a 360 around the arm, or some surgeons do. Mine did not. So I still have quite a bit of like give here, which is like skin and fat, because like I can feel the fat cells. Fat feels like gritty, like little lumpy fats. So I still have quite a bit here. So once I can actually start lifting weights again, I think at 6 weeks you're cleared to like get back to your regular scheduled program. This week I actually did lift some 3-pound weights, which I don't think is gonna do too much for me. But once I can actually start doing this, we can actually start to build out that bicep, which will help with this fat here, maybe burn off and that skin tighten up a little bit. But overall, this is about my 3-ish, 4-week update. Totally worth it in my opinion. Like I said, I feel like this procedure is for people who are already at a low weight or got to their lowest that they're trying to be. I think if you have quite a bit of fat, you're not going to see the results that you want to see. So I say this is for a problem area kind of situation. And if you're thinking about getting AirSculpt, let me know down below if you have any questions. I'm here to help support, because like I said, I was so scared doing this. And I feel like there's not a lot of info on there, like specifically pertaining to arms. Like I've seen like belly and stuff, but I also feel like I didn't see anything that kind of just super wowed me, but at the same time, I did not want to do an arm lift. So I wanted to do this instead. And I'm like, if I still have a lot of hangy skin, eventually I'll just cut it off, but not before my wedding. So I just wanted to see how this kind of worked for me. And I think this worked good. And I feel like once I can start working out again, you know, we can continue to improve them. They're only going to get better with time. So yes, if you're thinking about doing AirSculpt, I hope this video helps you, give you some insight and give you some encouragement and motivation to just do it. Like, we only live in one life. It's no point of feeling uncomfortable in your skin about your body. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to let me know down below if you have any questions regarding AirSculpt. I will chat with you guys later. Bye.